Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the next webinar in the Value Notes webinar series. Our spotlight today is on social media for competitive intelligence, CI for short. My name is Deepa Ramakrishnan, and I'm with L&D at Value Notes. Let me first give you a quick introduction to Value Notes, after which we will go straight into the topic for today. So here is how the agenda looks. What we will be covering is why should we use social media for CI? Case studies on how we have effectively used social media to augment our own CI activities, and how to get started on doing CI using social media. If you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to post them in the questions window, and we will address them at the end of our presentation. So just a quick overview about Value Notes. As many of you are aware, Value Notes is amongst India's top ranking research and consulting companies. Value Notes was established in the year 2000 with the mission to help organizations gain competitive advantage by providing them with actionable intelligence. Over the past 12 years that we've been in business, we've served hundreds of organizations across diverse industries, markets, and geographies. We've understood their unique business situations, and we've worked with them to design optimal research solutions for actionable intelligence. So in short, we are a research products and research services company. Through our CI consulting practice, we assist companies to identify their CI needs and align their CI functions to gain strategic advantage. Value Notes also offers a series of highly effective training programs for corporate teams and individual practitioners. Research education at all levels, from research analysts to top management and strategists. We also develop research and information products covering various industries. Value Notes is now one of the largest information providers on the KPO industry. We provide a wide range of bespoke research services about specific markets, industries, companies, and competitive environments such as market segmentation, sector or industry reports, investment appraisal, due diligence, partner selection, competitive analysis, investor or user or buyer perception studies. Many of our clients engage us to manage their research back office. One of the key reasons why our clients trust us as a partner and custodian of their business information is our strong ethical framework based on the SKIP code. Our CEO Arun Jethmalani is the founder and current chairman of SKIP India chapter. Our client lists include quite a few Fortune 500 companies on one end and several medium enterprises on the other from across the world. While being a global research company, Value Notes is also placed on high advantageous position as the Indian market specialist. Owing to our flagship product in the Indian financial markets and deeply understanding of the local business environment, socio-economic forces and political system, we are able to provide unmatched insights into the Indian and other emerging markets. We exist to provide value to our clients, and we help our clients gain competitive advantage via actionable intelligence. Now let us move to our topic for today, social media for competitive intelligence. Firstly, why social media for CI? I'm sure you all will agree that the internet has emerged as the ultimate platform for personal expression. With almost no barrier to participation, the internet has allowed people from many parts of the world to simultaneously participate in the exchange of thoughts, ideas, expressions, and most importantly, opinions. Online communities and global audiences have become large enough to be able to influence decisions of stakeholders in any business. Organizations are now making their mark on social media. social media present ample opportunities for businesses to get a peek into what their respective peer groups are doing. From product reviews to after-sales services to HR policies, stakeholders from various businesses but participate in public conversations that provide tremendous insights into how businesses are run. We already have evidence that there is an ocean of information available. Everyone is here. Your competitors, customers, and in fact you too. Even as I'm talking, I'm sure these figures might be getting updated. I'm sure you've noticed that social media is already used quite extensively for consumer research. For example, mobile companies often turn to social media, such as message boards, forums, etc., to identify problem areas with competing manufacturers. They want to know what are the strengths and weaknesses of their competitors so that they can position themselves better to gain competitive advantage. Let me take you through a few other customer intelligence examples. Cadbury Wispa. A Facebook member in Manchester, England added her name to an online campaign to bring back a chocolate bar called Wispa. This chocolate was discontinued by its maker, Cadbury. Cadbury said it had identified 93 user groups on Facebook calling for a return of Wispa. After nearly 14,000 people joined the Bring Back Wispa groups on Facebook, the food conglomerate Cadbury Schweppes announced in August that it would reintroduce the candy bar in October. Let me take you through another example. Glasso, a global beverage company, introduced a new black cherry and lime flavored drink called Connect. This drink was created by Facebook users. 4 finalists and a grand prize winner were selected, each winning $5,000 prize, a prize of $5,000. This contest saved the company massive time and cost of new product development. Another example closer to home is when one of my colleagues bought a Morphy Richards oven and the knob snapped the very next day. She tried finding an Indian page on Facebook, but when she couldn't, she wrote on the US page complaining about this issue. To her surprise, the very next day a Morphy Richard associate from India called for an appointment to come over and fix the knob. So are analysts using social media for anything other than customer intelligence? To find this, we conducted an online survey of CI analysts from both corporations as well as service providers. This survey ratified the point that social media is mainly used for customer intelligence and also market trends. But it is less popular for doing competitors' intelligence. When we asked which medium they used for what kind of information, forums and blogs were the high rankers. While forums and blogs are very valuable, other mediums such as LinkedIn and Facebook can also be used effectively for doing CI. We will demonstrate this in our upcoming case studies. So we also had a follow-up question in our survey for those who were not using social media extensively for CI. So among the various reasons that were cited, the key ones were low understanding of social media and low reliability of data. Now, reliability of information gleaned from social media is definitely an issue. So an important point to note that social media cannot be used in isolation for doing CI. It actually can supplement other traditional sources of intelligence, mainly in 2 ways. One is for raising flags, providing early warning on new trends, developments, etc. And 2, it can be used for validating and triangulating intelligence found from other sources. Let's go through a few case studies where ValueNotes has used social media successfully to gain competitive intelligence for their clients. So our first case study is on a company that wanted to track its competitors' social media activity and messaging to understand their strategy and focus areas. Now, focus areas here mean verticals like automotive, BFSI, healthcare, etc. And it could also mean PR activities like release of financial information, management changes, and so on and so forth. So in short, our client wanted to know what are my competitors focusing on and what are their key messages. We started out by determining the social platforms the competitors were present on and monitored the content posted on these platforms. We narrowed the social platform to 6 key media, which were Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, SlideShare, and YouTube. We then identified the official accounts of the competitors on these platforms, and we established RSS feeds to monitor their activity on these platforms daily. Now, the penultimate step was establishing various parameters to determine the number of uploads of the competitors, the degree of interaction with their followers, and their influence in the social sphere. The data collected was consolidated every month to give an overall view of the content uploaded, as well as areas focused on by these competitors. The inputs were then presented in the form of a consolidated dashboard. The information in this dashboard enabled us to analyze and compare the focus areas of the competitors. This helped our clients to refine their own competitive and social media strategies to better target their prospective clients. Incidentally, you can also use websites like Collecta and Social Mention to aggregate the information available on the company you're tracking. Let us take a look at another case study. This is an interesting one in which we wanted to build an organizational structure of a leading BPO company with the help of LinkedIn. We first got inputs from traditional secondary and primary search and got the approximate team size, reporting structure, etc. And to connect the dots, we use LinkedIn. LinkedIn has information about the company, employees. So we went through the different tabs of LinkedIn and each employee profile for a particular company and tried to identify information which could help us construct the organizational structure. The following tabs, that's current employees, new hires, popular profiles, recent promotion and changes, gave us the designation and departments of the various employees. The recommendation tab helped us ascertain the immediate hierarchy, that is whether the person was senior and who's junior. The viewers of the profile also viewed that particular tab helped us identify more employees of the organization. After going through each profile and consolidating the above information from various tabs, we could piece together the information and build an approximate organizational structure. So this is how we built this organizational chart, which was pretty much close to reality. Okay, let us look at the third case study where we had a project to find the profitability figures for a BPO. A BPO service provider wanted operational benchmarking information so that he could take an informed decision on his go-to-market strategy. We were looking for a whole lot of information which included product or service capabilities, global delivery network, delivery structure, HR practices, go-to-market strategy, and so on and so forth. But we were stuck for financial information on individual delivery centers of a key competitor. This is where social media mining came in handy. Sifting through industry-relevant message boards was challenging, time-consuming, and tedious. We wondered if it was worth all the trouble. But yes, it was. We went through a lot of different media and finally found useful information on the following. There's an Indian BPO forum on a site called TechGoss. And then, of course, LinkedIn. TechGoss had the data categorized by companies. On this forum, employees of the competitor were debating which center was the best to work for and had mentioned profitability figures to support their arguments. So the figures merely served as a backdrop in their discussion, but proved to be a goldmine for us. In fact, profitability of every delivery center for each month for the last 3 years, broken up by domestic and foreign processes, was available. Putting it all together, we were able to do a year-on-year analysis and made solid linkages to the BPO's marketing strategy. Thus, our client was able to take an informed decision on the basis of the information provided. So this case study really indicated that there is invaluable insights publicly available. All we have to do is find that golden needle in the haystack and back it up by thorough analysis. Let me take you through this last case study, where our main objective was to gather sensitive information from senior management of various departments for a leading enterprise. As a starting point, we only had names of the senior management. We reached out to these people in multiple ways. The most obvious one of calling the company's board line to schedule appointments for a telephonic interview yielded limited results. So we could achieve only 6 out of the targeted 22 interviews. We next tried LinkedIn. Now in this case, LinkedIn had certain disadvantages because it does not show the contact details, neither the contact numbers nor the email addresses. However, it does show us how we are connected to the executives we had to interview. We got in touch with them by asking our connections to introduce us to the target executives. Here we succeeded in achieving 6 interviews. The next alternative was social networking sites. Like we discussed earlier, almost everyone today is available on some social networking site. At that time of this project, Facebook and Orkut were the most popular. We identified the senior executives on Facebook and obtained their contact details, after which we could successfully complete the interviews. So one thing that we noticed that people in India respond better if you approach them through a reference. So we found friends or relatives who were friends or relatives of our target audience. So we use the network to get the appropriate respondents. So to sum it up, it's clear that social media can be used in many different ways by a CI analyst. It is a new channel of information and adds value to the other traditional CI tools. It's quicker and real time. It's actually an ecosystem on its own. However, in order to effectively leverage social media, we need to understand how companies and individuals are using it. And in order to do this, analysts need to participate in social media. It would have not been possible to mine LinkedIn or Facebook without being active on these platforms. So how do you get started? If you're not already doing CI using social media, how do you get started on that? First, you need to figure out which of your organization's CI needs can be best addressed using social media. Social media is best used for information that is owned by individuals. Their perceptions, opinions, views can be drawn out from social media. For example, HR information, customer insights, market intelligence will always be available in some form. But on the other hand, tenders and quotations may not be. So it is not worthwhile to then invest your time in looking for such information on this medium. You also need to ensure that you can access these sites at work. Many companies don't allow access to social media at the workplace, either for security or efficiency reasons. And this is one of the reasons why social media tends to be underused by analysts. In that case, analysts can either access it from home or convince their organization to allow them to access it at their workplace. Then the next thing to do is to become a member of the platform or any of these platforms. So if you're not, the easy steps are sign up, observe, follow people who inspire you or who are the influencers, participate, and then leverage. The next thing to do is, does your organization have a social media policy? It is essential to have one. Why? Because there are four main reasons. The first one is counterintelligence. You don't want information out there which can be used by your competitors. Our case study on profitability figures is a good, or should I say bad, example of this. Second one is company reputation. You don't want employees saying negative things that might stay with your company. The third point is confidentiality. You might want to be sure that salary figures, client names, etc. are not leaked out on these platforms. And fourthly, internal misuse or abuse. It's important to have a social media plan so employees are not on Facebook and Twitter all day. All this is extremely important because sooner rather than later, our ability to find the information we need will be influenced more by the power and reach of our networks than our ability to develop search queries on Google. My advice to anyone today is to start understanding these new tools and platforms, and most importantly, start building your network on them, because the investment you make today will be well rewarded in the future. So on that note, we've come to the end of our presentation proper. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found the info useful. But there is more. Some of you have asked a few interesting questions. I have my colleague Varsha Chitale with me. She heads the CI consulting practice at Value Notes. Together we will try to answer all your questions. Okay. Okay, we have a question from Mulan. Yeah. Will the slides be available afterwards? Yes, Mulan, we will have the slides as well as the recording of this put up. We will share it with you after the webinar, and there'll be a link sent to you. There's another question from Priya. She says, can you give a few more examples of social media monitoring tools like Social Mention? Sure. There are many out there, but a few which are worth mentioning are Board Reader. This tracks live discussions within forums. There's another one called People Browser. Now, browser, it's one word, and browser is spelled without the E between the S and R. Yeah, it's an online analytics playground for Twitter, Facebook, and blogs. Another one which is also good is Ice Rocket. It helps you keep a watch over Twitter, blogs, web news, etc. Now these are all free websites. If you want, there are some paid tools as well. There's Radian 6. Now Radian 6 is a number. It can help you track your online reputation across the social web. There are also a few others, which is Alterian, Collective Intellect, and Lithium. We have another question from, okay, this is Mr. Shah, who says, in the first case study of tracking online presence, you mentioned 6 key platforms. How did you zero in on those? Okay, actually, Mr. Shah, we had a team which started off by looking at 15 platforms like Flickr, Dig, StumbleUpon. Now, when they analyzed these 15, they realized that it was the 6 that we chose which had most of the activity happening. Even the competitors had actually chosen these 6 platforms, and that's why we settled for those 6. Okay, here we have an interesting question from Susan. She says, isn't it risky to give employees unlimited access to social media? Susan, yes, I agree with you, but the first thing that we have to do, and like we discussed, is have a policy. Have a non-disclosure agreement with your employees. Also, you don't need to give all employees access. So you can choose the ones who maybe need it for CI and also some from marketing, and you choose that and you give some people access. And of course, monitor all these activities. Yeah, we have another question from Mansi. She says, can you please mail all of us the list of tools for social media tracking that you mentioned, such as People Browser? Sure. Mansi, we have a list, and we will mail all of you all that list so you all can take a look at it. Let me look at some more questions. I have used Social Mention. They don't give more than 20% output. Okay, actually, this is because also it's free. It's a good website to start off with, and actually, in one of our cases where we've used, it's good to compare. So what we do is we use it, we open it on 2 tabs, have 2 companies put in, so you can put your company name and have your competitor company on the other tab, and then you can actually compare who's being mentioned more and how. Okay, Ice Rocket, does it give better results? This is from, I can't read the name very clearly. Okay, Ice Rocket, yeah, from Samita. Yeah, Samita, she asked whether Ice Rocket, does it give better results? I know, Samita, Ice Rocket sounds like a very foolish or funny name, but really it does. There used to be another website called Blog Pulse, which I must confess is much better than Ice Rocket. But with social media, what really happens is the more popular they are, they start becoming paid for. So Blog Pulse is now a paid for website. So under the free category, yes, Ice Rocket does give you some good trends and good graphs when you want to look at information. We could take a few more questions. I think this one, Varsha would like to take it forward.
Hi, there's one question that says it's always a challenge that senior people are hardly active on social media, most often an account with no activity. How do we make an accurate inference out of them? This is from Adarsh. Yes, Adarsh, I agree with you. It is a challenge, and there are some senior people who simply are not there on any social media. And it is one of the shortcomings of using social media for CI. But what we have found is very often senior people like to go on some LinkedIn groups and track interesting discussions happening there, where other senior people are also talking, also putting in their comments. So that's one of the things you could do. I'm afraid I don't have a better answer than that. We have another question regarding what do you think is the role of HR in setting up policies, and should it be specific to BUs? Yes, I do think HR has a very prominent role in setting up policies, but they need to do it along with people who understand technology. So if they don't have the expertise in-house, they need to consult with some experts. There's another question around technology here. It says, when you say social media should be open to the organization, should allow the analyst to access for feedback. My query my query is that, does the organization have any way of monitoring the acts of analysts? To the best of my knowledge, Kalpesh, there are softwares that can actually monitor activity of individuals. If you're on a network within the organization, it is possible to track which websites you're going to and what you're doing. Maybe not the exact comments you put in, but definitely which websites you're going to and accessing from the computers within the organization, within the office. So I think again you need a technology input in here, so you can consult with technology specialists, and there definitely are tools that allow you to do that. I'm just taking the next question. Just be patient. As companies and corporate culture pushes for stringent social media policies for its employees, this is from Amit, and also as governments across the world get more aware of anti-privacy laws, how do you think this will affect? Yes, definitely. If all companies disallow their employees from putting any kind of information on the company, and if every company starts having very strict policies, the utility of social media to get specific competitor information will go down. I don't see that happening in the very near future though. I don't think companies are moving fast enough. Although I would advise you to get stringent within your own company. So yes, eventually I do agree that it could affect the utility of social media for doing CI. I'll let Deepa take the next question.
Okay, the next question is from Vivek, and he says, why do I have to participate? Why can't I just observe? Yeah, Vivek, I see where you're getting this apprehension from. But honestly, let's take for example, if we have to find somebody on LinkedIn and both of us put a search on our respective accounts, there's a possibility you will get more information if you have more networks than what I would, or vice versa. So the whole idea of having a presence on any of these social media platforms is basically you'll have more networks and you'll be able to actually get to the right person faster and better. I do agree with blogs and forums, you may not need to completely be there, but yes, if you participate, chances of you getting more answers and getting what you really want will be much higher. Okay, we have another question from Rashmi. She says, aren't social media for customer intelligence rather than CI? Actually, I wouldn't completely agree, because today many companies are using social media just for, and not just for, consumer products. So we have also seen in the last 30 minutes that we have used social media for, let's say, hardcore CI. Okay, do we have more questions? Yes. Okay, there's another question from Richa. Is there any standard way to filter the accurate data from these tracking tools like Social Mention? Richa, I'm afraid for this you might need to use one of the paid services, like for example Radiant 6. They're really good with this because it's a paid tool and they have this. So if you go through their demo online, you'll be able to see what are the various features that they have, and I'm sure it addresses this one. Okay, we have another question from Amit. Should companies take decisions based on CI inputs from social media? Is the age-old visionary leadership dying? Okay, Amit, I think social media cannot be taken in isolation. It's just another, or let me say it's a new medium. So you have to validate, you have to triangulate whatever you find over there. It's actually opinions and people's views about it. So today, it also depends on who's saying what. So that's how you actually get credibility. Varsha, would you like to add something on that? Okay. There's another related question which is, sorry, I just lost that. Please bear with us, just be patient, please. Okay, this is from Shweta Guru. She says, do you think information available on the social media may have been manipulated by individuals? How can a company handle this and figure out the reality? Yes, Shweta. So like I mentioned, yes, this happens, and in fact, this is an issue. So chances of this happening, say, on a LinkedIn is less, because LinkedIn and Facebook, it's like, that's why they say, even though LinkedIn is a professional website, it's good to have a face to the name. So that's why a photo, at least a professional photo, is essential, so that whatever information you're giving over there, it's also been checked by the company that you're not giving out information which you shouldn't. So for other websites, like I said, you have to validate it from our traditional methods and see whether it still holds true, or is it just somebody writing that information. Varsha would like to add on that.
Hi. There are a few questions I see which are focus on specifics in certain verticals. How can social media be used in certain verticals? There are several questions like that, and we will be happy to try and answer whichever ones we can. It would be great if you sent us an email offline for that on deepa@valuenotes.co.in. There are also several requests for sharing the lists of social media aggregating websites, and just to repeat, we'll share them with everybody, all the attendees, so we'll mail it to all of you all, and so you can all access them.
We'll just see, there's a few more questions. And okay, there's one interesting one. How much time, that's in hours a week, do I need to spend online, and how much more on analyzing the data? So if I have to give you a number, and so just keeping it to depends, I would say a few hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours. And analysis doesn't have to be budgeted separately. And by this I mean the same time that you would take to analyze any other data, it's the same time that you need to, take for this one too. So it's not something which you have to budget separately on. I think we're done with the questions, and we can, if you have any more questions, you could email it to us. Or if we've missed any, we'll relook at it, and then we'll send you all emails with the answers. We will also post the recording, like Varsha said, of today's webinar on our website and send you a link to it in case you want to download it. You could also share it with others who may be interested but have missed today's presentation. We'll also mail you a short feedback form on how you found our presentation. We would appreciate it if you could fill it in. This will help us understand how useful you found this. Thank you again for attending today's webinar. Good evening to those in the Indian time zone, and for those in US, have a nice day.